We consider it a privilege to be able to honor them each year in this formal way, and we are committed to forever remembering them and their incredible legacy. From the Office of Health, Safety, and Training, I'm happy to report that there were no District 4 fatalities since the last fallen worker ceremony.
It is an honor to be here and to be part of this day of remembrance. I have now worked for 22 years in Bay Area broadcasting, and my job has merged with Caltrans on many, many occasions. And because of that, I have experienced the real side of what maintenance and construction work looks like up close and personal. I've long marveled at the work that Caltrans crews do, and that only grew once I put on a hard hat and vest and stepped inside of a lane closure for myself. If the average commuter knew what it felt like to have vehicles speeding by just a few feet away, I bet they'd be much more work zone alert. Today we remember the men and women of Caltrans, and specifically District 4 Caltrans workers, who one day went to work as usual, but did not return.
This appears on the memorial in the District 4 lobby and in our headquarters office in Sacramento. We also continue this time-honored tradition to stress the importance of thinking and practicing safely, diligently, and constantly. The memorial plaque in our district office reads, "In the memory of those dedicated employees who lost their lives while serving Caltrans and the people of the state of California." Other memorials around the state pay tribute to the California highway workers, to those who have paved the way so that we could build a future. We salute them all. Now I would like you to join me in a moment of silence in honor of all the employees that we have lost.
$10 million cars a year travel across the bridge, and when we took the moment of silence that B. John offered for the workers that have fallen and paid the ultimate sacrifice, you could hear the hum of the traffic, and I think that's very fitting because everything that we do revolves around that traffic, and we all know that the hazards that the workers out on the road face, and we do everything that we can as the Highway Patrol to make sure that it's safe for the workers out there and the public. But even despite the best efforts that we have and the best internal safety processes that Caltrans has in place, and I know they take a high priority on safety, as you all do, tragedy sometimes strikes. And at those times, we just have to reach deep inside ourselves and care for each other and move forward. And days like today, that we do once a year, just reminds us of the collective efforts that we take in safety.
We come here this year, every year at this time, to honor those who have fallen, and to remember them, remember the sacrifices they made to make life better for all of us and all of the people of California. I really choose not only to remember them for their sacrifices, but remember them as people and what they had with their families and their lives, the joy they provided to their families and as friends to a lot of us.
And in closing, I challenge everyone here today to not only make safety their highest priority, but demonstrate that commitment to safety each day by being a doer, not just a sayer, to protect yourself and watch out for your coworkers. And to my supervisors and management peers, I challenge you to lead by example, incorporate safety into your business model, make it a cornerstone, not just an add-on, and above all, stay engaged and participate with your workforce, because we all go home. Thank you.
And to those that we've lost, what would they say today? They would remind us that we do need to slow down in the work zone. They would remind us that let's do all that we can to get the best equipment, to plan ahead with our construction teams, with our maintenance teams, before we get out there on the grade. I know all of you are doing a great job on that every day, and that is greatly appreciated. They would remind us that distractions, as Chief Fontana reminded us, distractions for drivers, whether it's the cell phone or others in the car, we need to reduce those distractions and focus on driving. Move over when you see those amber lights. And be sure, as always, to buckle up.
To those who paved the way so we could build a future, all the highway workers across this great state who lost their lives in the line of duty, we honor you and your loved ones, and we share their loss of you. You were different ages, different people. You had been with us for only a short time, but in our hearts you will always be with us. Your death came much too early. This requiem honors you and all you've done for us. You are a mother, father, a sister, a brother, a single parent, a son or a daughter. You are loved, remembered, and appreciated. You've been more to us than you'll ever know. Death may have taken you from us, but we will never, ever forget what you did. You tried to make the highways, the roads, the bridges, the tunnels and tubes safer for us to travel. You sacrificed the ultimate, and you deserve no less in return. This poem honors you. You'll be forever young in our hearts, minds, and prayers. Bless you all, and thank you so very much. Thank you so very much.
And I will continue to come as long as I'm invited. I consider it an honor. I also ask for silence as I read the names and the ringing of the bells until we get through this. Thank you. Robert Adams. Donald Anderson. Hugh Bonner. Charles Boyle. Juan Bush. Donald Caldwell. William Calloway. Tad Clement. Paul Cody. Jerry Corey. Ani Fletcher. Wayne Glenn. Newell Grover. Walter Johnson. Brian Kavanaugh. Harold Layerman. Robert McCain. Richard McQuillan. Cecil Meekum. Sean Merriman. Joseph Nito Jr. Lawrence Peters. Deborah Ross. W.R. Shaw. John Spargo. Emery Spencer. Perry Stilts III. Carl Tardito. Harold Teeple. Roger Vandenbroek. Chuck Warner. Billy West. Frederick Wilhite. Daniel Wong. Thank you. Robert Adams. Donald Anderson. Hugh Bonner. Charles Boyle. Juan Bush.